Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be 5 tips and 5 must-haves for living with POTS, or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Okay, so if you are new here, I'm Jamie. I live with POTS, or postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and have for the last 14 years. I've been diagnosed for the past 2, but yeah. So today I'm going to share with you 5 tips that help me live with POTS, and then 5 must-haves for living with POTS. And I'm sorry, I have a cat in here and he's being weird right now. So yeah, if I kind of stare off somewhere, that's probably what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm going to start with tips, and the first tip is find what helps you. Everybody's going to be different on this. Everybody's going to tell you this is going to help you and you need to do this and that. And honestly, everybody's different. Like for me, I was told by a doctor I needed compression socks. They do help me, but I have ran into people that the compression socks do not help. Some people need extra salt. I do. Other people don't. It's just everything's kind of hit or miss with POTS. Either it helps you or it doesn't. So you need to figure out what helps you. Number 2 is focus on your mental health. I know this seems kind of out there, but when you live with POTS, you focus so much on your physical health that sometimes you forget your mental health is important too, and this will impact your mental health. Like for me, I had anxiety, but it wasn't horrible. It was manageable on its own. And then with the POTS diagnosis and some of the medications I have to take for my POTS, my anxiety is so much worse. So you do need to focus on your mental health because it does impact it. Number 3 is find a doctor that can help you. This does not have to be a specialist. For me, my primary care doctor helps me the most, just because he does. Some people find more help with their cardiologist, others don't. Others have to go see a specialist, and honestly, I need to go see a specialist, but there isn't a specialist in my area, so for right now, my primary care doctor helps me the most. Number 4 is kind of if you're newly diagnosed, but learn about POTS. When I first got my diagnosis, I spent a day going down a freaking rabbit hole trying to figure out what I had, what I could do for it, what was actually going on with me. And trust me, you need to do this. And if you haven't and you've been diagnosed for a while, do this. Maybe you'll find something that can actually help you a little bit more. Number 5, the last tip, is find a support system. I know it sounds kind of out there, but you do need a support system when you're going through a chronic illness. Any chronic illness, you need a support system, but especially with POTS because it affects so much and it changes everything. For me, my POTS diagnosis changed everything. And having a support system was one of the best things I did. This doesn't have to be friends or family. This can be completely online. Honestly, I find better support online sometimes because my friends and my family don't understand this. I know one person that actually has this, and she is 12 years older than me, and we talk back and forth. But for the most part, everybody else I know with this is online. And I get more support from them sometimes than I do my friends and my family, even though they do support me. Okay, So now I'm going to share with you 5 must-haves for living with POTS. And these are what I need. These can be different for everybody, but these are my must-haves. My number 1 is compression socks. I wear compression socks every day, even in the summer when it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity. It freaking sucks, but my compression socks save me. Number 2 is Vitacium. This is more or less a salt tablet. For me, I need extra salt, but my stomach is so sensitive to just putting salt on food that I can do that, but I can't salt it the way I need to. And some foods I just don't agree with, so I found that the Vitacium that is actually designed specifically for people with POTS helps me the most get my salt in. Number 3 is Normalite. This is another salt thing. It's oral rehydration salts. It's basically an electrolyte. It's a better way to get an electrolytes if you have POTS. Basically, that's how I explain it to people, because that's what it is for me anyway. I do my Pedialyte and I do my Normalite, and my Normalite helps me so much. I actually feel better on Normalite than I do after I've had an IV of saline. I don't know why, but I do. And I will have anything I mentioned that I can link down below, I will link down below. Number 4 is a blood pressure cuff and a pulse ox. This could be 2 separate things. Some people don't need the blood pressure cuff. I do. I've always had issues with my blood pressure since developing POTS, and that's honestly why most of my doctors even suspect it, because of my blood pressure being so iffy. Even though they say POTS doesn't have anything to do with blood pressure, and for me it does, and for a lot of other people I know it does as well. Nugget came out. So yes, a blood pressure cuff and a pulse ox. Honestly, the pulse ox is probably even better because you can monitor your pulse and your oxygen. And I don't know if I'm the only person with POTS that this happens to, but when my heart rate is really high, my O2 drops. So having a pulse ox where I can just kind of carry it around in my pocket or my purse is really helpful, especially if I'm on the go. And number 5, the final must-have, is a medical alert bracelet. This is not a must-have for everyone, but for me, because I do faint, I do like to have a medical alert bracelet on. So that's going to be it for my 5 tips and my 5 must-haves for living with POTS. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not done so already, hit the red subscribe button down below. I post more chronic illness content and POTS content on here. So other than that, thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video, and bye bye.